There we go. It's almost that time to dine and unwind. What's going on, my people? What is going on? Oh my, oh me,
Hey,
my. What's up? What's up? You know what I'm saying?
hello.
Welcome everybody. Welcome Instagram. Welcome Facebook. Welcome TikTok and YouTube and all of them. Y'all just
Every
welcome
everybody.
everybody.
Oh, we got the TikTok too now, huh?
Oh
TikTokers out
yeah.
there watching?
Nice.
Now they not live streaming, but they gonna get it.
Okay.
They gonna get it. Um, I do want to start off saying, hey, welcome to another exciting episode of Technically Speaking News, where we are giving you news.
That you can
That
use.
you can use.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um, we are, as you can see, one of our main men, Geronimo, he's out on assignment. So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna pick up the slack from where he at, and we're gonna do what we are meant to do. Bobby,
Yes, sir.
talk to us, talk to us. Let us know how you feeling. Let us know how you feeling. If you feel like it. No, no, no problem, no problem. Look, I understand. And you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna linger on that. Dino, talk to us,
Yep,
brother. How
yep,
you
man.
feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm doing okay. It's Monday, so starting off the work week. Never exciting about starting off a work week, but going pretty smoothly. I'm up on here talking with you guys, so yeah, man, I'm doing good.
Man,
What
man,
about
look,
you, Corey? How you doing, brother?
man, I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
Yeah.
Had a couple issues today. You know, have you do y'all this is not part of the show, but this is something that I just probably want to just say. Have you guys ever been to a mechanic, and when you go to a mechanic like for the first time, a brand new mechanic, and you just don't trust them doing the work on your vehicle, or is it just me?
It's not just you.
Is it
It
not just
depends on
me?
where it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
it's not just you.
because I took my car to, you know what I'm saying, get some sensors. My tire sensors went out, right? And when my tire sensors going out, I'm thinking like, oh man, it's another thing, right? But they were like, oh, it's only $70. So two of them went out. I went there and they said it'd be done in 35, 40 minutes. And they drove off with my car. I was like, what that got to do with tire sensors? When you gonna just drive off with my car?
They got to
But
test it. Test
you're
the
right.
sensor.
That's exactly what he said. But when he came back, the notification, the light still was still there. And I'm like, and then he's gonna tell me, oh, you got one more sensor you need to replace, bruh.
Hmm.
Nah. So I don't know,
That's where
man.
they get you sometimes, man. It's the extra work afterwards. Like, oh, hey, by the way, and then it's like all about the trust from there. Was it like a reputable place where, like, if they did something wrong, you can, get your money back because they're a big name company, like,
They
a
not a nah.
small
But
place?
it's a small place, but it's reputable because I see cars there all the time. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I was like, maybe I can trust it. Bobby, had that something like that ever happened to you?
So yeah, my husband actually got two TP sensors replaced on our Silverado not even that long ago, and I think it cost him about $70, about 35 for each tire. Now, after the sensor got replaced, you have to reset the dash because sometimes when those sensors are on, you have to do something to reset the dash in order for that to
Oh,
go away. So sometimes it's not always another sensor per se, depending on what kind of vehicle you have. You should be able to reset the dash, similar to when you get an oil change. When you get an oil change, you go and reset the dash so that it recognizes that, hey, something got fixed.
that's what I was thinking. I was
Mhm.
like, they just gave me the keys and just like, all right. But I was like, I know when I get oil change, you're right. I hold down a button and then it
Mhm.
resets, right? Because I'm in a
Yep.
Ford Expedition. I mean Ford Explorer.
Mhm.
But I was looking for the section to hold down and reset and everything. Um, I guess I didn't have the time to Google it because obviously I was picking up my daughter right across the street from the place. So I was like, I'll come back tomorrow if I'm still having some issue.
I would just do a
Um,
quick, simple search on YouTube.
yeah.
Quick search.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yep. Search the
Okay.
internet, get some reviews, find out what other people are saying about the place.
Oh
right?
man, you know what? We got to do an episode about that. How do you search the internet for the right thing? You feel what I'm saying? Because of the fact that
Yeah.
one thing I learned that a lot of people, and it's usually the people who don't know how to use technology,
Mhm.
instead of using Google, they start chat GPT. And it's two different type of sources. Like chat GPT is data that's filtered in by a lot of other people. Google is verified information. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But we
I
got
know.
an episode for y'all today. Go ahead, Bobby.
I think on some of the Google reviews, I go to look to see not just how many 5 stars there are, but I go look at the 1 stars and to see if like somebody was paid for a review.
Oh,
Because
oh,
if you're
okay.
paid to do a review and you've never actually used somebody's services, you might give them 5 stars. I'm like, oh hey, they just shot me a $20 Amazon gift card. Yeah, sure, I'll give you 5 stars. That's not a legitimate review.
I need that job.
Right. Right.
Somebody show me where that job is. I'll look. 5 reviews, $20. That's $100. I can do that in an hour. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man, that's bots, right? That's that bot life.
Yeah, yeah. And in the meantime, between time, we have to go ahead and kick things off because we got a good show today. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Have y'all been watching football?
It's not started yet.
Uh, what did I
Oh,
see? I
it's
saw
started.
something with I
It's a
think it's
trick
Deion
question.
Sanders' son.
You said what, Bobby?
I think I saw something with Deion Sanders' son.
Yeah, well, both of them actually. He has
Oh,
two. He has Shador and he has Shilo. Now, Shador, he this week wasn't his finest week in football, but I want to swing some attention to Shilo. Because Shilo, he was drafted, he went undrafted, but he ended up getting picked up by the Buccaneers, right? With a 3-year contract of 2.96 million, right?
$10.
And yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. Here's the thing: I ain't a sports player, right? But that's a lot of
For a
money.
rookie, for a rookie, yeah.
That's
Right?
almost $1 million a year.
Yeah. And his brother got 4. You know what I'm saying? Shador got 4, but they got things in the works where they're going to be
Kind
able
of
to
cutting in
partner
and
up.
out there, bro.
I'm cutting in
It
and
might
out.
be me.
Oh. I sound
You
I
clear.
can
think
hear it.
so. It
Yeah,
might be
you
me.
do
I might be
sound
tripping.
clear.
Right on, right on. Well, we gonna roll with the cuts and the
Mhm.
ins and the outs. And speaking of cut, Shador got cut. Not Shador, Shiloh.
Hello.
And don't come for me, please, people. YouTuberverse, don't come for me.
Give
Shiloh
him
got
some
cut.
grace. Give him
Yeah,
some grace.
he got cut because of the fact that he threw a punch. Now I saw the play. I saw the play. Did anybody else see it?
No, but just saw the news
No,
article about it.
Right. Okay. So I saw the play. What happened was it was him and a Buffalo Bill player got tied up. The play was over, and he was just trying to get out of the play, get out of everything done. And then what ended up happening was the guy seen that was grabbing his face mask, and so Shador, not Shador, I keep calling him Shador, Shiloh, he swings on the guy, right? Because and then after the guy does it, he goes and do this, and then the ref flags are coming up. Next day, Shiloh gets waived off the team. Me personally,
yeah.
I had 3 different ways. I had three different ideas because when I first heard it, I was like, I didn't see the play, so I'm like, dude, you just lost yourself a lot of money. Now they saying that he may be able to play on the practice team, but the practice team is $12,500
Maybe.
per week. So he's only gonna make 255,000 if he stays on the practice team for the whole entire season. But when you look at it, it looks like he got set up. It looks like he got set up.
Could be. Maybe.
Yeah. But I want to say that and say this. How much are you willing to let go for the greater good and the bigger win in the future? Like, would you just let yourself get punked? You know what I'm saying? And steamroll?
Mm. I got
to
you.
just say, you know what I'm saying? Be like, you know what? What's your opinions on this, Dr. Poole?
Yeah, I think that you got to be able to control yourself. It's a job. You're on the field as an employee, even though you're a player, and so you have to come in there with the right state of mind, and you got to leave that aggression outside. You can't bring that aggression onto your job. So because he's a rookie, I think he's not going to get any leadway. I think the fact that he's related to Deion Sanders is the only reason why we're even probably talking about this to begin with. But for the NFL, if you don't make it and you get cut because for some reason you got to go overseas or you got to go up to Canada to play. It's not like the NBA where you can just join the G League. So it's a little bit tougher for football players. So they should stay in line a little bit more with the rules. Especially following history. These football players do something stupid every time they've paid the price in one way or another, whether it's fines or missed games, right? I don't know. What do you guys think?
You got to keep your cool on the field when there's that much money on the line. Don't let your pride get ahead of your paycheck.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I think I don't know
Why
because
was the dude grabbing his face mask?
huh?
Why was the dude was grabbing Shiloh's face mask and then
Yeah,
like
he was
Shiloh
pushing
punched him?
So what happened was, you know what? I'm gonna pull up the video so
I
we
was
can
about
go
to
ahead.
ask you, could you play the
Yeah, I'm
video
about to
for
play
us?
the video.
Yeah,
YouTube
let's play a video.
YouTube show is a lot better. And I was
I'm
like, so let's see.
There are a lot of sports people's children who are acting out, man. This is a little off topic, but just real quick, I saw that Rampage Jackson's son
Yeah.
recently beat up a pro wrestler, like KO'd this guy and just beat his face in while he was KO'd.
Who's Rampage
That's
Jackson?
He's a UFC fighter, and his
Ah,
son, I guess, was trying to get into. He's either trying to get into wrestling or UFC. Either way, he was at like a independent wrestling show, and he jumped in the ring and he beat the shit out of somebody, like in real life. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, I saw that. And
These
Rampage
kids are
Jackson.
crazy, man. They're violent. Saw that red 40.
40. All right. So you know what? Let's go to this video. You know what I'm
okay, yeah,
saying?
let's see this. Let's see it.
You think we gotta show it?
Show us the replay, Corey.
Yep. All right. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing?
I see it.
All right. So here we go. I put the audio on too.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
That's the tight end.
In the bottom.
Swing.
All right.
That's the tight end, Zach Davidson.
Let me ask you.
Oh, come on. Come on, ref.
That's what I'm saying. What do you think now? Now that you saw it.
Show me again. Show me again.
That's worst come to worst. You're sitting on the bench for a couple games.
Sometimes you gotta look a few times to catch everything.
Swing. That's the tight end,
Yeah,
Zach Davidson.
What is that fool doing?
That's
Swing.
totally unnecessary. I was a big guy being a bully.
That's the tight end, Zach Davidson.
He looked like he was trying
got
to
in his
fight
head real
him.
quick. Yeah.
Come on, guys. I'm coming, sir. But yeah, like I was saying, it was.
They should both get in trouble, man. That's a double flag.
Thank you. Just a hot coffee.
In my opinion, I think they should both get in trouble. Yeah, if one does, you got to get the other one.
Yeah, I think so too. Right? I was thinking,
what happened to 84? Because he clearly was starting crap. It felt maybe he had some sort of vendetta to see how far he could push him or something.
It's like, oh, look at this like Deion Sanders son, you little
people
bitch, you little punk bitch.
You know, I got that right. But then you know what I said? Look, I think because of the fact that so much influence is being put around Deion Sanders, Shador, a little bit of Shilo because he's part of that Sanders connection, right? some of the players, some of the owners was like, look, we got to find a way to tone this thing down. And they, Browns probably got the call first, and then the call from the Browns like, look, let me call my buddy over at the Bills. Yo, get your guy to make an example, and they made an example.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, honestly, I felt like, really, that's what we doing?
Yeah. Apparently so,
Because I had a conspiracy. I mean, mine was a conspiracy theory, right? But the true point of it all is, even if you lose your cool, you got to maintain control of the situation. Because dang it, Shilo, I need to get this right. Shilo salary just dropped from 2.9 million to now 200.
Crazy for him.
And
yeah,
I think it sucks.
Wasn't worth it.
It's not often you see a rookie starting with over $1 million a year with unless you're like first round draft pick, man.
True.
You got to earn that money. Rookies don't get paid anything really. They probably had a lot of money from endorsements though too. He might be losing.
Oh, Gmo checking in. He said he can't be on, but he can be in the comments.
Yeah. What do you think, G?
Yep, yeah. He kissing hands and shaking babies. Don't shake them too hard, baby. But we're gonna switch topics right now because you know what? This, I think, is another situation that we gotta have the full story of it all. We just got to. You feel what I'm saying? Stolen Valor. How do you feel, Bobby? About, because did you see the clip? Did you see the YouTube video?
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it.
So talk to me. Talk to me. How do you feel about the situation? I'll let you run that one.
Okay, so this can obviously happen a lot, and it does. People are excited to want to be a part of the military, but they just aren't. And so what Stolen Valor is, if you don't know, is those who are not in the military put on a uniform and wear it as if they were. And a lot of times that can go really bad for somebody. And you know who can spot it the best? Those who've worn the uniform. They're wearing it incorrectly. Their hair's not in regulation. Whatever it is, it is that they're doing wrong in uniform. When you know how to wear it correctly, you wouldn't be effing up and doing those stupid things to begin with. And in this situation, there was a gentleman in Seattle on the waterfront who was in a wheelchair, and he had a Vietnam veteran hat on. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. There was another gentleman who got upset, and they started arguing about something, and the guy who was walking by him shot him. And we don't know what happened prior to this, but there was something happening, and the guy, mind you, this vet was in a wheelchair. Come to find out later, this man was a veteran. And the man wasn't wearing a uniform. So that the person who shot him should have minded his own loving business and not mess with this man. All he did was had to have a hat on. He didn't have no uniform. And sometimes there's people who are so proud of a family member's service that they were close to, and so they wear it in remembrance of them. That doesn't mean they themselves are a veteran. Nothing wrong with wearing a hat. Stolen Valor really comes in whenever you're wearing the uniform and you're wearing it incorrectly and you're disrespecting those who've worn it. This was ridiculous and should not have happened to that man.
I don't think so as well. But Dr. Poole, what is your take on it? Did you check it out?
Yeah, I saw it when it first came out. It hit the internet real fast. When I first saw it, it's the same way I feel after we decided that we were going to talk about it, and it's just disgusting to see how easy it is for someone to pull out a gun and shoot another person in broad daylight with kids and family out on the street and in the middle of downtown. You can just pull out a gun nowadays and shoot someone because they're apparently aren't wearing the right clothes or something, I guess. Seattle, I don't know what it's like in Washington, you know. It almost, I feel two ways. Like the cynical side of me feels like this is almost like a setup for something, you know, like out of nowhere something like this happens, and it just so happens there's like big elections that are coming up in a couple months up there in Seattle. And
Right.
but at the same time, it's like, man, like, what are the gun laws out there, you know? And I'm not going to bring any racial motivation into this. I just use straight gun laws. Where are the gun laws that protect people from being able to not get shot sitting on the street, you know? Like, now I understand, I saw the video, the guy was in his wheelchair, he hit forward on his wheelchair and pursued the guy in the hat as he was walking away, and he obviously was reaching down in a bag and he looked like he was going to grab something, and he did end up pulling out a what appeared to be a airsoft weapon, as well as the ID showing that. But as he's reaching in his bag, you know, if anybody were looking at a guy reaching in his bag and they have a gun, you probably are going to pull out your gun too. Like, this motherfucker's reaching for a gun, man. So it's like, where are the gun laws, man? Are you allowed to have concealed carry weapons on the streets of Seattle like that? I don't know, man. If anybody is from Seattle, let us know about the laws out there, man. Because that wouldn't fly here in California. That wouldn't
It's a
fly
pretty
at
blue
all.
state. I wouldn't think that would fly over there either. I was actually really surprised. I was like, this is Seattle? You know, that's
Well,
like
Yeah, they should.
super
That'd be all
blue
over the
area.
news normally.
well, see,
I don't know.
you made a good point, Donald. But what I looked at it was maybe the guy. I'm sorry. Let me get myself back in focus. Maybe the guy who shot him was a veteran as well, but also he wasn't. So you checked it out, Bobby?
Heck yeah, I did, because I want to know, and I want to know what happened to the dude.
Okay.
After you say your bit, I got one more thing I'm gonna throw in on this.
No doubt. Because what I was thinking, I was thinking maybe because I've only saw what the news showed me, and then I wanted to go a little bit deeper. Then I saw another clip about how, thank God the man in the wheelchair survived. He was an older veteran, and getting shot that close, which is point blank, you can really do some damage. And my man was doing an interview after he left out the hospital. But I was thinking, because of the fact I thought because the way after he shot him, he did tell he told the police that I'm armed, I have a weapon, I felt I was threatened, right?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. That's what happened.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how, if I know I have a weapon and I know somebody's pulling the gun out on me, I'm not checking to see if it's an air pistol. However, I do know a little bit more context that the guy who disrespected the veteran, he was looking at his badges upon him, and I think he took one of them off. So right there, that was violation. You know what I'm saying? You don't do stuff like that because you don't know who's in what type of mental state and how they will react. That's what I think. But Bobby, go ahead and give us some more context.
So here's two things. One, a veteran does not have to show any civilian proof of their service unless that person is like directly looking or seeking some sort of a discount for something. If they say, hey, do you have a military discount or whatever, and they show you a veteran ID, it's okay to ask for it at that time, but no civilian should ever come up to you and be like, oh, you better prove to me your military service. You better get out of my face. We don't disrespect our people in uniform like that. Secondly, this guy, Tim, that's his last name, Timm. So apparently this dude, just like you said, he ripped a military patch off of Powell's belongings. That's disrespectful because we earned those. Very disrespectful. The guy actually, his history was that he was detained in the street with his hands up and was later arrested. He was convicted of aggravated assault in 2020 for ramming his van into a Trump campaign tent in Florida. So this is not this man's first altercation.
It's crazy.
And the prosecutors charged him with assault and robbery, and he's being held on a $750,000 bail. Good luck to his defense attorneys. Oh, that's another thing. So he can't claim self-defense because he was the initial aggressor.
Yeah,
This is not a self-defense case. this is not a self-defense case. That man is rightfully wrong and should be charged. Throw the book at him.
Yeah, I mean,
and he was an older vet in a wheelchair.
Man, and he had an amputee leg. So I mean, it's like he's not going to be out there causing you no harm. Right. I just think that the gentleman probably wanted to pick a fight. You know how sometimes people figure that they can get away with something, but he effed around and found out Buddy had a gun, as he should be protecting himself. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? You're in a wheelchair. We're in a time where some people just want to test you for no reason, like this guy did, obviously. But now he's up in the prison. Well, he's in jail, wherever he is. And I heard Seattle laws, the reason why he didn't get like attempted murder, because he got aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's just as harsh as attempted murder in a different state. So, but you're right, Donald. Where are the gun laws for that state? And I truly believe, like, you know what I'm saying? Those things.
I mean, this guy seems to be a criminal. Gun laws are not. When you're a criminal, you don't care about gun laws. Gun laws are only for law-abiding citizens.
I didn't catch it. So you're saying that the guy who shot the black guy wasn't really in the military? He's not even a military guy?
There's nothing in here that shows that. Nothing.
So it's just a white guy who shot a black military guy because he didn't like what he was wearing?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to start pulling the race card a little bit. Like, all right, what's going on that a white guy can just randomly shoot a black guy in the middle of the city with kids around?
And I don't know, man. 32 years old, and it says that he's a drifter.
I don't know, man. I bet I'm not going to get political, man. I'm not going to get political.
Nah, we don't. I mean, I get you. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's a very blue state up there. It's a lot of Democratic leaders up there, man. That's a lot. I'm sorry. I'll just shut up.
Look, you know what? Maybe we should have a section or another a time where we can be able to, because I believe in freedom of free speech. I believe in us, you know what I'm saying? Opinions help us grow, right? And Gmo said something that's really key, and I'm gonna put it right here. You live a lot longer if you mind your own business. This is true. But
he was just sitting there panhandling, man.
Yeah. I mean,
it's crazy.
I think the problem is this Gen Z is what Dr. Pooh would say.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Messing with a man twice his age in a wheelchair.
Yeah, man, yep. Anyways.
It's crazy.
But you know what? For those of you who haven't heard the story, the Navy veteran was shot in the chest, but he survived. They were able to get him life-saving services, and he came out saying that he's blessed to still be alive. So if you're wondering, the man did survive. I think we would be looking at a whole different, very sad news story had he not passed away. So thankful that the Navy veteran was able to pull through that and stuff, and God bless him for his service and for what he's done, because we don't know the boots that he walked in. Said he was a Navy veteran. But he probably spent a lot of time on the ship. No, that's a lot.
I wish somebody could make him like a GoFundMe account or something. I bet you he'd probably get a lot of money right now.
I bet if you looked it up, there's probably something for him.
And if not, there's ways that you can reach out to the places who've interviewed him. That we can ask, and if so, I would love to get his story on our show. You know what? I can try to make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's a veteran topic.
Yeah, because Veterans Day is coming up in a couple months. It would be great to have someone tell their side of the story.
Yeah.
So, but you said something, Dr. Poole. He was just walking along, minding his business. But you want to know what you can't do when you walk?
What's that?
You can ride. Bring us into this e-bike story, brother.
Man, so I've been just noticing these new e-bikes, man. This is a huge craze. Have you guys seen these new electric bikes that everybody's on?
Yeah,
They're big.
man.
Man, these things are like little motorcycles, dude. It's crazy. Like, what do you guys think about it, man? Let me ask you guys a general question. Would you rather have one of these cool electric bikes, or would you rather have like a top of the line, like mountain bike, beach cruise, old school style pedaling bike? What would you guys rather have? Be honest. In 2025.
I think it depends on what I'm doing. I
Give
saw
an example.
the
What
other
you mean?
day on Lackland, there was a couple of airmen who got the little e-bikes, and they weren't even bikes; they were like scooters to kind of
Yeah.
ride around the bay. You know what I mean? For something like that, I'm like, okay, just
Wait a minute.
quick
Was it the stand-up ones or like the ones you actually sit down on?
stand-up one.
Oh, okay.
He was zooming. I was a little worried about him. I was like, this guy's going fast.
Right.
I've seen the little ones. San Antonio is a really big city when it comes to like the e-bikes and stuff. You can find them all over San Antonio. Like I said, I just think it depends on what you're doing. Maybe if you're doing more touristy stuff, definitely a sit down. But if you're just zipping back and forth from the PX to your barracks and stuff, maybe the electric scooter would be better for those younger airmen.
Oh, that's a good point. And I didn't even think about the scooters aspect, but yeah, like those just seem like it started with the scooters and now it's kind of transitioning more into the bicycles, it seems like, right? What about you, Corey? You gonna buy electric bikes for the fam, or are you gonna stick to the old school mountain bikes, beach cruisers?
Electric bikes are lazy, damn it. Get your butt on that bike and use them legs.
All right.
I got a car for a reason. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
here's the thing. Because when I saw the agenda, it's funny. The very next day I was driving down the street and I just saw a gang of them coming, like electric bikes. And there's 4 things I gotta say, brother. I mean, if we got time. One, they need to keep their ass on the road. Stop jumping on the concrete. Stop jumping on the sidewalk, acting like you're pedestrian. No, damn it, you got 2 wheels. You got 4 feet, 2 feet and 2 wheels. Get your ass in the street. Number 2, stop trying to run the red light. My kids in the car. We don't want to see you get hit because that's traumatic. How can I explain that to my kids that somebody on an e-bike that what they want?
Oh,
boom. I can't
that's
explain.
a splatter too. Like you would literally see a splatter.
Because they do it. And number 3, do you gotta have a license? Because if you gotta have a license, if you ain't got no license, why the hell you got something that can go fast or faster than a car? I had to get my license at 18. I failed the test 7 times. Yes, I did, but I got it on the 8th. The Bible says 8 is the number of new beginnings, and that took me from being
I'm judging
to driving. And the fourth and final one is I'm jealous because I can't fit one, but I will have one in a minute. I'm almost there. So in the meantime, between time, when I get down to get on the weight capacity, I'll go ahead and stop talking about my jealousy, and I'm gonna give me an e-bike. There you have it.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you then, Corey, what do you think would be better between an e-bike or the e-scooters? Which one would, Bobby was saying if you're doing like short distances, it might be better for the scooter. What do you think? What would you choose, scooter or a bike?
I would definitely choose a scooter. And the reason being, the scooter, why? Because it's less space, right? I can go ahead and take a scooter because Donald, I know you familiar, and Bobby, just give you some context. In Santa Monica, there's a pier out here where it's a beach and it's very popular. They have a boardwalk and everything. When Wavebird was the company who brought out the original electric scooters that you can be able to pay for, people would get those scooters and they would drop them everywhere. They'll just drop them in the middle of the sidewalk. It got so bad to Wavebird was hiring people who ride them. Like if you collect 6 of them and you charge them, they'll pay you to charge them.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? The convenience of it was they're small, but a bike, you know what I'm saying? I think you still got to pedal. Like if you run out of battery power, you still got to pedal.
Damn, yeah, that is true. You could like recharge the battery that way too, I think, by pedaling.
Yeah.
I think there's a quicker stop time with the scooters because they're smaller and their wheels are smaller. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for short distances and you want a small area for you to be in without taking too much room, your scooter's probably going to be your best bet,
Mhm.
depending on your height and weight and your driving experience, apparently.
True.
Well, let me ask you guys about the prices. The average price for these electric bikes, like they're varying. To get a good top of the line one, you're going to be paying anywhere from $800 to $1,500. However, but you can find like cheaper models if you search the internet. Like Temu has a model that's under $300 right now. It's close to $300, but it's not $300 exactly.
You're laughing, Corey, but you know people have already bought it. If they're selling it, it's because people have already bought it.
Right?
Timo got everything at a discounted rate, boy.
Coming early, baby.
Well, what
They
do you
got a
guys think
Ford
about?
without a D.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Temu? You think that Temu would be a good place to get an electric vehicle like this, pretty much, or you think you would go with an actual bigger designer? Like, I don't know who's making these things. I had a sheet, but I apparently deleted it. But yeah, so I don't know if $1,500 is worth a bike though. Like, I could buy 5 mountain bikes probably for that price.
Well,
You
I'm
know?
gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I would pay $1,500.
Right.
Because now it becomes your Uber Eats delivery,
Mm.
your DoorDash delivery. So you can actually make money on them. Because I've seen people with a big old red backpack scooting down the street with it. So
Yeah.
it can be a business expense. So it's kind of worth buying if you're going to be doing, you know what I'm saying, food deliveries. But I'm like, Gmo said 7 times.
Yeah.
Bruh, we talk about my driver's license. Enough of that.
You said we moved on.
Yeah, we moved on, brother.
You know. Yeah. I'm sorry.
But
Now go
yeah,
ahead.
but I was just thinking, like, um, yeah, I would probably do that if I was a Door Dasher. I might consider when my kids turn 16 and they want to make some money after
Maybe if you
school.
were secluded to a certain neighborhood, maybe
Yeah,
within 4 to 8 blocks of one another, so you can quickly zip in and out.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can do
Mm-hmm.
something. I wouldn't do like a whole city or nothing, but like maybe a few blocks. Like think of like New York, right? You go down a few blocks, you can just hit up News Favor or whatever you said, DoorDash, Grubhub, and just use your bike to do that.
yeah.
You think this is something that'll be good to invest in? Like if you get a chance in the market, throw some money in? Because I got some stats on this. I got this from Statista. Like the revenue is expected to show an annual growth rate of 4%. So like, this they're expected it to be a volume of $40.59 billion by 2030.
Does
That's
it
how
say
much.
which company?
This is just the overall electric bike market itself, right? So they're taking all the electric bikes and they're saying like the total revenue market for it is projected to reach $33.34 billion by 2025. Right. The growth of it is expected to grow about 4%. So the market unit sales are expected to reach 49.2 million bicycles sold it by 2030. I don't know if I'm reading that. I don't know if that's money or if that's bicycles, but that's almost 50 million bicycles. I think they're expected to have sold by 2030.
I
Am I
agree.
reading it right?
You're reading it right.
Mhm.
You have to realize we're in a time of evolution where things are changing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
With evolution and technology combined, the rate is faster. And when the rate is faster, the supply is going to be more. And with the supply being more, that's when you go to the demand. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? We all know supply and demand. Those things are going to be the next thing to buy during Christmas season. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Remember back when we was a kid and we got a bike for Christmas?
Yeah.
We was like, oh snap, we got a
Yeah.
bike. You know what
Heck
I'm
yeah,
saying? We would
man.
put the wheels on that thing, and Christmas Day, we'll be
Yeah.
riding around the neighborhood with it, right? This is
Those
their
scooters
Christmas.
are popular. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go for it. Go for it.
But
No,
yeah, like I remember those scooters, man. Those scooters first started getting popular like in like the early 2000s, man. They had the gas powered ones mostly back then and a
Mhm.
few electric ones, man. And I wanted one of those things so bad, man, but they were so expensive. But now you could find those for like $300 or $400 because they're being replaced by these bikes that are now like $12,000, $15,000 for this little mountain bike fucking bike, man. It looks cool, but if you're doing 30 miles per hour and you slam into something, this battery is gonna explode, and then it's like gonna be like a little fucking car bomb, if you hit something too fast and too hard. Because it's made out of a lithium battery. These electric bikes are made out of lithium batteries, and these things explode upon impact. So,
Oh wow. I
you
did
know,
not think about that.
be
What was you
careful,
gonna say,
kids,
Bobby?
when you're out there, huh?
I
with
think
Christmas
Bobby was about
with
to say something.
I am with Christmas coming around the corner. If you are interested in the e-bikes, I don't like buying new stuff if I don't need to. So I just went up to Facebook Marketplace and I put in an electric bike just to see what would come up. There's a brand new
Mhm.
electric bike in the box for $400. So maybe depending on where you live, it might vary. If it's something that seems interesting to you, you could invest in anywhere from $200 to $500 for a new used bike. So
Yeah.
maybe 1,500 on your price range, but maybe four is. Hey, let's start shopping early if you want to see your kids get something like that, or even you get your own self a little early Christmas gift.
I'm gonna
Or
be
But,
skinny enough to get on it.
yeah. For me, I got one more question, but before I get to that question, for me, I like having the ability to travel fast. Like both of you guys were saying, if I could jump on this bike and travel down to the Aldi real quick and pick up some food, it'd be great. If I could just use this to go get some little grocery pickup or something, it would be cool. But it seems to me like it would be more beneficial for like students and younger people, who are like getting back and forth to work and they don't have a car yet, or like they're have to get back and forth to school and they don't have a vehicle yet. You could use this. A lot of kids are using these bikes, and it's interesting because there are a lot of cities that are now adapting their policy to help bicyclists. Like if you go to Hermosa Beach or any of these beach cities, a lot of these two roads are almost completely designated now for bicyclists. Like they have the right to take up the entire lane, and no matter what, you have to kind of like follow behind these people. And a lot of people take them for granted, but at the same time, yeah, some people are speeding very quickly down these roads, and it's dangerous because I see them. They're all kids and teenagers mostly. Not all of them are wearing helmets, and I probably wouldn't have been one of the kids with a helmet either. But like, I feel like in maybe 20 or 30 years, there might not be any more cars. It's just going to be mopeds, electric bicycles, electric scooters, and stuff that hovers, and everything's going to be small and compacted because uh, you'll be able to maximize space for building for all the people that we have. I don't know. What do you guys think though? Like as far as both where it could be at in 30 years and how it can affect, young people who might be getting ready to go to college. Oh, and maybe we could even transition into Bobby's topic. Kids going into college, right? I don't know. What do you
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys think though? Just to close it out, your final thoughts, guys. What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be like an ongoing trend as we see um, the importance of wanting to get around and zip around in a fast way, but also being cognizant of the climate, right? So, not a climate change activist, but a little electric scooter to get from A to B pretty quickly. I think it's good. I think we'll start seeing more of it as we start having more scooter bike friendly laws, though, because there's some people who are just impatient when it comes to driving.
Yeah.
You know, you gave me an idea, and I think I'm gonna put on my sales hat because colleges are real big, right?
Mhm.
And people used to need to get from campus places on campuses, right?
Mhm.
And I might just sign up to be an affiliate for one of these companies because I used to have one of them as a customer. When I worked for corporate T-Mobile, because they all of them run off of SIM cards.
Right.
So imagine if a kid has a class over here and got to get to the other side of campus in like 5 minutes, and they know if they walking, they not gonna get it, and they don't want to miss their thing, miss their what is it called?
Class?
Yeah,
Their class?
they don't
Oh,
want to miss the
wow.
class. Yeah, but I'm sorry, I didn't go to college. Okay, I went to class for a couple days. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm an educated individual, but I just didn't go to college a lot.
I
Um,
was talking.
but if you had one of these things, it would be easy for you to get around on campus. And not trying to be funny, they're going to be there because right now kids are using them to get to high school. So in
Mhm.
the meantime, in between time, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a good way to navigate college campuses. And speaking of college campus, Bobby, talk to us about it.
Yeah. Hey, let's jump into the parenting topic of the week. And now, while everybody may not necessarily be in this phase of their life, it's okay because we're still here to give you news you can use. Um, so, as parents are going to, some parents are, while they're putting their kids in kindergarten, some parents are sending their kids off to college. And so, the topic this week is actually going to be dedicated to my nephew going to University of Incarnate Word and my niece, Serenity. She just got moved into her campus at A&M Corpus Christi to go for marine biology. So our family is in this phase. While may not be in my household, they are part of my household, right?
Right.
Family's family. And so as we got to see her off, um, I gave her some words of advice from good old Thea Bobby coming in and trying to instill some wisdom into her. And so with this topic, we've talked about this before. I've talked about it many times. Um, I talked about the 3 S's of success, and the foundational S is salvation. The next 2 S's aren't as easy, but with your salvation and your faith, it'll help get you along the way, and that's struggle and sacrifice. So when you have salvation, there's going to be some struggle and sacrifice until you can get to what success looks like to you. And everybody's idea of success won't look the same. Some people think $1 million in their bank account looks good. Me, I got a piece of property. You know what I mean? So to me, that's successful. I ain't got no $1 million. That's okay. But whatever your idea of what success looks like is, going to be helpful for you to be able to give that advice off to others. And so, Corey,
Yep.
with us talking about like the e-bikes and scooters and us getting around, what kind of advice would you give to young adults going into their next college phase? Maybe something somebody gave you or somebody that you may have given to others.
Right. I truly believe college. I regret not going, by the way. But the class when I did go to some of the classes that I had on campus, this is what I realized. I wish I would have told my younger self. So I'm gonna phrase it like that, and maybe it can help. Step out of the norm of what you're used to and what you're familiar with. Make friends with other people, with people outside of your normal cultural experience, because you might find somebody, you might find out that we're all the same with different experiences, and we're here to help each other along this whole thing called life. That's how I look at it. That's one of the big regrets I had about not going to college. Yeah, and that's what I would tell that's what I would tell them.
Stick to it and get out of your norm and introduce yourself to people you may not generally talk to who might be out of your social circle.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Poole, what about you? What do you think? What kind of advice would you give to those going into the college?
Tell them 2 things. One, I would suggest an advice for them to pick one goal and commit everything to achieving that goal. Right. Mm-hmm. So pick a path. If you've decided your path already, invest everything you have into accomplishing your successful path. Boom. But I would also suggest for you guys to have at least 2 fallback options in case your original plan doesn't pan out the way that you expected it to. A lot of people, they go to college and then when they're finished with college, they realize that they can't really use their degree in the career field to advance themselves to gain a level of success. And so they end up not having anything that they can fall back on because they only devoted their time to their major, you know. So I would just suggest that if you have figured it out, cool, accomplish your goal. You can do it and get a support system to help you get there. But have two things in your back pocket just in case you're like, man, this is bullshit. I don't like this. You know, you could choose something else and be successful.
Nice.
Would be my advice.
Backup plan is always good. Maybe have a backup plan to the backup plan. You never know what life's gonna throw your way. Oh, yeah,
Right.
Good idea. Get a side hustle. Even in college, get a side hustle.
Get a side hustle.
Yeah.
You know what? I do have a question though, and this could be for those who attended college. What was the most difficult part of college outside of the education realm? Was it trying to stay focused, or trying not to get pregnant, or trying not to, you know what I'm saying, trying to appease your peers? You know what I'm saying, having that struggle of being away from home. I'm curious to know. Those who are looking, tap in. Let us know. But Bobby, what did you? I know you went to the military.
I went to college
You
and
went
I graduated.
Well, yeah. Tell us about. But still, tell us about your college experience.
Look, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing major. My pedestal is tiny. All right, I only got associates in IT, but I also do IT and cyber for a living. So I use my degree in what I do. I went to school full time and I worked full time. So I went to work from 7 to 4, Monday through Friday, and I went to college 5 to 9, Monday through Thursday.
Oh wow.
So I did college 16 hours a week. I worked 40-hour work weeks and stuff. And so outside of college, I would say time management, being able to manage my time, having to stay on schedule with when I got out of work. I hightailed it to the other side of town to be in college. And so that's not always an easy thing to do. I pretty much pushed a semester into every month of school that I went to. And every single month was a different class. So I ended up finishing my associates in like 1 year and 8 months is what it was. I was able to take a test, so I didn't have to go through any prerequisite classes because I passed that test. I am book smart, if that's what you want to call it. So school was always very, very easy to me. I credit a lot of that to my mom and dad before things got crazy in my life. When I was younger, my parents invested into a private education. So I had a private Christian education, which I could tell immediately when I had to go to public school that I was already way above the curve because I had already had a lot of challenging education when I was younger. And in our home, we do the same thing with our kids. So my 6-year-old is reading at like a second grade level.
Awesome.
Probably reading Diary of the Wimpy Kid books. She was reading to me earlier. She was mad about it because I think she wanted to play on her tablet, but that's beside the point. That's beside the point. You know, as far as like do's and don'ts of college, one of them is like, if you choose to party, please be mindful of where you put your drinks. Please be mindful that the date rape drugs are still a thing. Do not take any type of pills from anybody, especially with the amount of fentanyl that has come over the border. Please be mindful about what you put in your body at all times when it comes to showing up at parties. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Be mindful of what you're doing. Any of y'all got any do's and don'ts, something to be concerned about?
Dr. Poole.
Well, I mean, let's see. I don't know. It's weird. I never liked school itself. I've always it's the getting up and going to there is always been my struggle with school. When I got into junior college, because that was my only little bit of education out of high school, I found it was a little bit more fun because at least I got to choose the classes that I wanted to go to. And so that made it fun because, you know, I was doing what I wanted to do, but I still had to go down there and sit in class and do the whole school thing. And I've never been a fan of that. And my mom, I remember my mom, she always told me in high school, I never took her serious. So she's like, find a trade school, do a trade school, learn a trade. And I didn't really understand what a trade was. So I just thought it was like, construction labor work. But I really wish I would have joined some type of trade school because I would have learned a trade at an early age that I could have applied way younger than I am now. Like I'd be at retirement right now if I started doing what I did now when I was 20 years old, like, and I
But
would have
that's a
been finished with
solid.
trade school in like 2 years. So it would have been from
Mhm.
18 to 20. And then you start your career in air conditioning or heating or plumbing or anything, and what is it? What we all do, man. We all do. We can
No, I
all,
think that's a solid point. That's a very solid point because we've talked about in this show about sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. College isn't for everybody. Dr. Poole just mentioned that he didn't like going into class. My daughter deals with that, and she apparently wants to be
yeah,
a teacher, but she doesn't like going into the classroom. She's the same exact way. Same exact way. Nothing wrong with going to educate yourself outside of a college and go to a trade skill. We will always need plumbers and electricians, HVAC specialists, our awesome pool guys. Those are all trades. Those are all skills that can be learned and still be good paying jobs.
yeah,
You apply yourself a little bit and you can be your own, entrepreneur. You have your own business and stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that college should never be like shoved down the throats of high schoolers or make them feel less than because they're like, maybe I don't want to go to college.
yeah,
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But continue challenging yourself as you get to be an adult. Educate yourself. Even
Yeah.
if you don't go to college, maybe do some self-help books and learn to love something. And just like Dr. Poole said, be passionate about it and put all that you have into it. If you know that that's your purpose in life, then give it your all.
yeah,
Man,
yep,
Bobby, I wish I had you as a motivational coach when I was younger. For real. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. Like until I say my mid-30s is when I got disciplined and realized I love learning. I really love learning. Um, when I was at work, back working for T-Mobile, we used to have to take these classes while we to help us sell the new stuff. New phone come out, we have to take these classes before it came out so we can learn, right? And I was like, okay, I'll be the only one in the back, not on the sales floor making money, but in the back reading and learning how to do these things because it was like quick learn and quick usage. Because once you learn it, now you're on the sales floor applying it. And I realized I love to learn. Like YouTube University is a thing for real. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just wish I wish I would have known that about myself after I graduated from high school because I didn't know that. And that
yeah,
comes to the question is are some kids, because you said not everybody is meant to go to college. I don't think not everybody's not meant to go to college. I just don't think everybody's mature enough to go to college.
it's a good
You know
point.
what I'm saying? So everybody matured differently later on and down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And if you're not mature enough to attend college, you got to find a way to get to that maturity where you can stay focused. And sometimes it's just getting you a 9 to 5.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And getting the crappy one that make you realize, like, man, I got to go back to college, go back to school because I don't want to do this for the rest of my life.
Right.
I think that as millennials, us being millennial parents and whatnot, especially like the ones that still got like the kids getting ready to go to college, man, don't let these kids live with you forever, man. Put a time limit on that ass. You got till 25. You better figure that shit out by 25. Then you're gonna get a you're out. We're gonna find you a place.
Well,
I feel like that really helped me in our generation. Strive to try and accomplish something. We had to. Just I had to. Mom was like, "You got to get out at 18. Better
yeah.
figure it out."
Now, mind you, I like that analogy. However, as a parent, I do want my kids to be out the house when I feel like they're ready, because we already know the world is cold, right? We know the world is cold. Set them up so they can be able to want to leave and not as, you know what I'm saying, not as pushing them out, but like with college, right? Go on a college tour outside their normal environment. Like you can go on college tours, go to Arizona State. We're in California, so Arizona State, Washington State, Oregon State. You know what I'm saying? Let them see more than just California and see what else the world has to offer. And it may spark their curiosity to say, you know what? I wouldn't mind going to college outside the state. You know what I'm saying? And start them young so that way they can get over that fear of not being by mommy or daddy.
So for the college, if you are 100% disabled veteran, your children do get free college, and they get a $1,700 stipend each month. For people who don't know that, if you enlisted in Texas like I did, my kids will be able to use my Hazelwood Act, and so that'll ensure that they get an additional stipend each month based off of my military service. So there's veterans who don't know that.
Yeah.
So if you're the child of a veteran, I would encourage you to get with your what do they call it? Like your admissions team.
Yeah.
At the college that you want to go to, and see what benefits are awarded to you based off of your parents' military service.
All right. You know, I wish I would have known that because I would have taken advantage of that too. My pops, he passed right before I graduated from right in my 11th grade, and he was a veteran. And I know that I was still getting veteran benefits from him because of the fact that he deceased and I was in the home.
Yeah.
But I did not know these things. And thank you, Bobby, for educating us on that, because you know that's some news you can use right there. Mm-hmm. And had I known that, maybe my story would have been different. But you don't know what you don't know.
Well, we're all where we are in life because that's where we're supposed to be in life, whether it's bad or not. You ain't dead.
Oh, I'm not.
And there's so much more for you to do. But you know what? You can take what you learned now and begin to instill that in your children. So even if you felt like nobody was there for you in that moment to help give you that motivation, you can be there to make that difference in your children's lives.
Yep, I can be that. I can be that motivation for someone else. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, I think that's our last topic. We doing pretty good. You know, we ain't got Big Brother over here. Corey, tell me about the. Nah, I'm just. I know he's looking at it. I know he watching. I know he watching.
We missed the sound effects, man. I need the.
I know, right? But what I want to say is, I want to say this to each and every one who's looking and listening. You know, thank you for tuning in, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because of the fact that we're giving you news that you can use, and tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? But you already know what time it is. It's that time to sign off. And Bobby, talk to them. Let them know what they can get from you.
Hey, y'all, down here in South Texas area, right around San Antonio, we serve as Bexar County, Wilson County, Atascosa County. I am the owner of Patriot Restorations, LLC. We are a disabled veteran-owned small business by myself, woman-owned business here in the San Antonio area, where we focus on water mitigation issues. So if you have water coming to your home, you're not sure where it's coming from, give us a call. We can help get that leak detected and continue a little investigation to make sure that there's no mold building up anywhere that can cause an issue to you and your family. We do work with your homeowner's insurance to hopefully you have to not pay anything out of pocket. And if you do, know that we give a military discount to all of our veterans and our first responders. So we love you guys. Reach out. You can hit me on bobby.lopez.5 on Instagram, or find me Bobby Lopez on Facebook.
Hey. And Dr. Pooh.
Yeah, buddy.
What they can get from you in this hot heat over here in Southern California.
Sure, absolutely, man. Dr. Pool stands for Donald Rumpf Pool Service and Spa Cleaning. Pretty much, we're going to clean all spas and pools on the west side of Los Angeles, west of the 110 freeway. If you're looking to have some questions answered, you can reach me at Instagram here on d.r_pool. You can also find me on Facebook at don.rumpf. It's RUM as in Marcus PH. And you can see some cool videos on Facebook. I'm always posting like cool OG millennial stuff that relates to stuff in the 90s, early 2000s and whatnot. But hit me up and get at me for questions on swimming pools, or if you want to see some cool stuff, you can follow me all right here. It's this DR Pool Instagram. You can find me.
Awesome. And you know, it's the main man with the game plan from the mainland, Corey Giovanni. And if you're interested in getting into podcasting or you're interested in AI, I just created a school community, and right now it is free for the first 90 days. Link will be in the description when we post this bad boy. Make sure you come to school so you can learn all you need. And with that being said, we are out.
Hey.